Let's get lifted. Let's get lifted. Let's get lifted. Let's get lifted. Let's get lifted on the ABCs. 1, 2, 3s. Take a look inside. Everything you need is right in front of you. Or right inside of you on these ABCs. Let's get lifted with me. Okay, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, L, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. All right, so we are going to go over some really cool icons today. Would you like to learn them with me? And you promise to pass them to your friends, right? Share this video with your friends. All right, let's start with, we're going to end with him. Let's start with Roy Wilkins, 1901 to 1981. Born August 30th, 1901. Passed July 8th, 1981. So how old was he, mathematicians? How old was he when he passed? The only master race is the human race. And we are all, by the grace of God, members of it. This is a Roy Wilkins quote. He wrote this in a Kansas City newspaper editorial before he left his job as a journalist in oh Lord, I can't see. In 1951 to join the New York office of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP. In 1954, he became editor of the NAACP magazine. The crisis at the same time campaigning for a federal law that would make lynching illegal throughout the United States. Wilkins became executive secretary of the NAACP in 1955, a position he held until 1977. Wow. Working tirelessly against segregation in schools and other public facilities and for voting rights. He called May 17th, 1954, the day of the Supreme Court's Brown v. Board of Education decision, one of life's sweetest days. And we know that they're trying to roll back some of that legislation now. So this is what he described as one of life's sweetest days. As NAACP chief, Wilkins was one of the leaders of the 1965 March on Washington. All right, these are Library of Congress knowledge cards. All right, next, we're gonna do Isaac Murphy. Isaac Murphy, born January 6th, 1861, passed February 12th, 1896. How old was he when he passed? Okay, how old was he? Okay, Isaac Murphy, called by racing expert, he's a jockey. A jockey is a person that rides the horse, the little people on the horse that ride, a jockey. So, called by racing experts the greatest jockey in the history of the sport, Isaac Murphy dedicated his life to elevating the sport of horse racing to an art form. Murphy won his first race on Glentina at age 15, and in 1884, he won his first Kentucky Derby on Buchanan, owned by William Byrd, an African American, which was pretty cool. Wow. A second Derby victory on Riley in 1890, and a historic third win on Kingman in 1891. These are the names of the horses. Made Murphy the first jockey to ride winning mounts in the Derby 3 times and the first to win the prestigious race for 2 consecutive years. He was the first jockey to be inducted into the National Museum Racing and Hall of Fame. A winning jockey in other major racing venues as well, Murphy rode the winners from 1884 to 1886 and in 1888 at the American Derby. At Saratoga, he won 49 of 51 races in 1892. His career win-loss record was an incredible 628 out of 1,412 starts. These are Library of Congress knowledge cards. And I didn't tell you about who I am. My name is Lauren F. Jones, also known as Butterfly Jones, also known as your tutor. So anyway, we have some fun icons today. So I got a little beside myself. I'm very excited. Okay, next is Fannie Jackson Coppin, born October 15th, 1837, passed January 21st, 1913. A great year. An educator. Fannie Jackson Coppin, born a slave. Fannie, do you see her? Okay. Fannie Jackson Coppin was virtually self-educated, prominent with white families who noticed her exceptional intellect, welcomed her into their homes, providing her with room and board and the opportunity to study. She eventually attended Oberlin College, mastered Latin, Greek, and mathematics, and graduated in 1865. Coppin was committed to educating the masses of newly freed Black people and to dispelling the myth that Blacks could not learn because of intellectual inferiority. Later, she became a teacher at Quakers Institute for Colored Youth. Remember segregation? During one of her classes, she invited an Englishman to take over the class and observe her students. He commented afterward, "They are more capable of examining me. Their proficiency is wonderful." Coppin State College in Baltimore, Maryland is named after Fannie Jackson Coppin. Coppin State College in Baltimore, Maryland was named after Fannie Jackson Coppin. This is the African American Museums and Library at Oakland, Library of College Knowledge, Library of Congress knowledge cards. Fannie Jackson Coppin. All right. Next is Jesse Owens, born September 12th, 1913, a great year to be born. Passed March 31st, 1980. He was an athlete, one of the greatest track and field athletes of all time. Jesse Owens competed as a sprinter, a low hurdler, and a broad jumper. Born in Danville, Alabama, and educated at Ohio State University, Owens became a legend at the 1936 Olympics in Munich when he won four gold medals under the watchful eye of an angry Adolf Hitler. Prior to the games, Hitler had bragged that the world would take note of his Aryan athletes and the American Black would be trounced at every turn. Racism is insidious. Instead, Owens not only beat the Germans, but also gained their respect. The widespread publicity surrounding Hitler's refusal to present Owens with his medals only increased the athlete's fame. Ironically, though Jesse Owens almost single-handedly dispelled Hitler's racial superiority theory, racial prejudice made it difficult for him to earn a living in his own country. Owens was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1976. He was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Jesse Owens. All right. And last but not least, one of my favorite icons, Ernest Just. Born August 14th,
1883, passed October 27th, 1941. How old was he when he died? Okay, tell me before I tell you. 1883 to 1941. He was 58. 58 years old. He was a scientist. Ernest Just, founder of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Ernest Just graduated magna cum laude from Dartmouth College. He taught at Howard University's Zoology and Physiology Department and conducted research at the Marine Biological Laboratory on Martha's Vineyard when he advanced the study of parthenogenesis, which is the growth of an organism from an unfertilized egg. The growth of an organism from an unfertilized egg. By German physiologist Jacques Loeb. I can't tell if it's a B or a Loeb with a B. In his prolific, listen, these eyes, God, God strengthened my eyes. In his prolific career, Just received many awards and grants, including the first ever Spingarn Medal in 1915 for his groundbreaking research in biology and embryology. But despite his outstanding contributions to his field, he was never granted an appointment to a major institution or elected to the National Academy of Sciences. Frustrated by the lack of recognition in the scientific community, he eventually moved to Europe. That's what he had to do to get recognition and just to get away from some of the racism here. Founder of Omega Psi Phi, Ernest Just. So we have Roy Wilkins, Isaac Murphy, Fannie Jackson Coppin, Jesse Owens, member of Alpha Phi Alpha, and Ernest Just, founder of Omega Psi Phi, one of the many, one of the few. Thank you. Thank you for getting lifted with me. ABCs. Thank you for getting lifted with me. All right, peace, love, and joy. We'll see you next time. Amplafii Brillianaires.